Hey everybody, welcome back to GWN. I'm Nock, your host. I'm on the KVN game right now, Kus von Nacht, and this one's been interesting. Most of my time has been focused on my flagship game, Noctaire, but I play this one fairly regularly as well, and I've got a few defenses on it that have been upgraded to level 8. Let's see, I think I got the multi-mortar up, yeah. Um, haven't really done much with Mega Tesla yet. It's still at level 5. And you can see I've got some level 5 walls in here, some level 4 walls, so a mix of that. And on the troop side, currently working on Super P.E.K.K.A.s, but I've already got the minion drops is maxed. I've got GiCarts maxed. I've got the GiWitch and a couple of other I call them mixed up attack strategies max out at level 16 that I can play right now. So it's been a really good secondary game for me alongside of my flagship. And here lately, since the season reset, I've been seeing a lot of 3 stars. Some of them against decent bases, some of them against lower level, Builder Hall 8s, which technically I'm a lower level Builder Hall 8 on this as well. But you can see lots of great 3 stars in here, and even when I don't have 3 stars, I got a couple of decent others, 72%. I think there's a 90, there's 66. Yeah, there's a 90. And, there's a couple of losses in there as well, but it's mostly green, and it's been fun. I switched over from using Mitch, which is what I usually run on this game, to using GiCarts. And GiCarts has really served me well. I thought maybe I'd go ahead and share some of these replays with you guys today, let you see kind of where I've taken it, and talk a little bit about how it's running here. So we'll start off with this one. Let's get that running there. GiCarts, really any of these giant-related strategies run very well against any kind of base. This particular one's kind of a Southern Teaser Diamond-style base. And rather than coming in from the top, I decided to come right up from the bottom on this. And I formed that line that I talk about in a lot of my videos, that offensive line that sweeps through the base. And I've only got a level 10 battle machine on here, so he's really more for distraction, a little bit of tanking, if you will, as the giants go down. So I kind of hold him back a little bit, but he does a decent amount of job alongside of the boxer giants as well. I mean, as they work their way up, the first problem is always the same. It's that giant cannon, because it shoots through everything and out into whatever's behind whatever it originally targeted. That's a problem for cannon carts. It always has been. And this is no exception in this particular attack strategy. But they work their way up the middle, and by the time we're done, we've still got, 3 boxer giants, 3 cannon carts, and the battle machine isn't even at half life yet. So lots and lots of life still left on this for this game. Not a bad attack at all. Ends up being a decent 3-star, while the boxer giants and battle machine try to get into the game. The ranged attack of the cannon cart does its job. There we go, 3 stars. Taking a look at another one. Work our way right on up, I think, from the bottom. Let's take a look at that one. Another, call it unusual / homegrown base. This particular base design, it's relatively square, so I tend to treat it as a box base. And although this is unique, I haven't seen this particular base in the past. I've seen one similar to it, where you basically have a variety of walls just kind of disjointed, broken up all over the place. Once again, I come in from the right side on this one, trying to get to that giant cannon as quickly as I can. Once the giant cannon is out of the way, there's not a whole lot to really stop this attack from succeeding, especially if I can trickle the giants in such that they're able to stay more or less in front of the cannon carts. And that's exactly what happens here. The battle machine works his way up. Cannon carts still take fire. I mean, we've only got, 4 of them left. But you can see the boxer giant stayed in front of them. And now, when we're down to the very end of the attack, we still got a couple of boxer giants left over. And the cannon carts clean up the bottom before moving up to the top, again behind the boxer giants, to start working on those last 2 hidden Teslas. As they get the one down, it's just a matter of time till they work their way around to the second one. So the attack is essentially over with from the moment the Giants move up towards the top of the base and the cannon carts move to the bottom. And these Giants are so beefy. They've got so much hit points to them now that they're just, I don't want to say they're a guaranteed win, because they're not a guaranteed win, but they're about as close to a guaranteed win as you're going to get, I think. Let's see, how about this one? Yet another box base. If I haven't mentioned it before, guys, friends don't let friends run box bases. Box bases are really, really easy to take out with cannon carts. If you come across a box base and you have level 16 cannon carts, I recommend using them against it. You can usually use the air attacks as well, whether it's a Mitch or it's a minion drops. But personally, I think the cannon carts, they're strongest against a box base. Now, where they do start to have problems is when there's a lot of compartments within that box base. And in that case, I'll always switch to air. On most of the diamond type bases, I prefer to use air, whether it's Mitch or it's minion drops. I just find that they do better against those bases, because a well-designed diamond base is going to reroute your troops a lot. And that can be the death knell for an attack very quickly on. Now, in this particular case, again, we're dealing with a relatively basic box base. The only real compartments, I mean, there's the two outside compartments, but the only other real compartment is the one that surrounds the builder hall itself. And that's just not a problem, because, again, the cannon carts are ranged attackers. They're able to shoot across those walls and just, take out anything that's inside of them without any problem. And here we see, as we come to the very end of the attack, they're even able to hit those last couple of buildings that are outside of the base itself and finish up this attack very quickly. The typical cannon cart attack, when I run it, it's maybe 90 seconds. Sometimes it doesn't even take that long for it to run. I mean, they really are just that good as far as troops go to use. Let's see here. The other thing, too, I don't stick to just GiCarts when I'm running these. I use whatever works best. So, I mean, the last few have been GiCarts, but here's one where I threw in barbarians. And the reason for that, you'll see as soon as I bring the base down, look at that. This player put 4 buildings around the outside. I don't know why people still do that. The reality is it does not help your defense. Not against anybody who actually sees those structures around the outside. As soon as I saw those, I decided to take one of my camps of boxer giants and replace it with a camp of raged barbarians. Why? Well, I want to take out those 4 outer buildings, and there's nothing defending them. So it's an easy, 10 or so percent. I'll just drop 1 raged barbarian on each one of them. And then I trickled the raged barbarians in a little at a time to, just kind of distract a few defenses and take out a few things with their crazed rage that they're running. And behind them come in the cannon carts and the boxer giants, and then finally the battle machine. A base like this, relatively open, 2 points of ingress. Always want to get 2 points of ingress on these cannon cart attacks if you can. Absolutely no problem to take this base down and to do so fairly rapidly. By the time I'm down to the end of the attack, the only thing that remains is just a couple of defenses that really aren't going to offer too much challenge to my last tank, in this case, the battle machine. And the reality, of course, is, as I said before, these are ranged weapons, the cannon carts. So they're able to take out things right across the walls without any problem whatsoever. Finally, we get that last lone firecracker off in the corner. Boom, 3 stars. Get out of that one. Like I said, I don't only use the GiCarts, so here is another one where I tossed in some bombers for a GiBoCC. Typical brackets base. See this a lot. I don't know that I'd say it's necessarily a common base in the upper ranks, but certainly within the 4,000 to 4,500, I tend to see this one at least once every day. So it's a fairly popular base. Coming up from the south, I take a look at this base and I see this long line that I can attack right up the middle, coming from that lower right side of the base. And that, because we've got those walls there, just screams, bring in some bombers. The bomber with his first hit, the big bomb hit, is going to take out any of these walls. I mean, even I've got level 12 bombers. So, I mean, they're not maxed by any stretch of the imagination, but they are still able to go in and take out any of these level 4, 5, 6 walls without any problem on their big bomb. And that allows everything to just sweep right up through the base, allows that offensive line I talk about to form. And by the time all is said and done, we're down to just the last couple of defenses. I still got a tank there to keep the noise away from my cannon carts. And yeah, they'll take a couple of hits in the process, but who cares? You know, I've got like 5 of them left, so plenty of them to knock this base down and get through it very quickly and easily. Last replay of this video for you. Another one that's GiBoCC. Same basic idea, you know. First, I'm going to get rid of this junk building that's out in the middle of nowhere. Send the Giants to tank for a couple of defenses, especially when I find out he's got that hidden Tesla there. And then boom, the bottom wall is history as I send in my bombers. Now, you'll notice I held back on one bomber. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to have another big bomb ability to take out that next set of walls in a single hit. And that's exactly what he does. Back to what I did on the other base, I open up the line. I'm able to send a single line of offense straight up into the base. And even though I come from the bottom of the base where there's no ease to get to that builder hall at all, I'm able to take out all the defenses all the way up and tank for my cannon carts all the way through. And looking at it right now, we're almost done, and I've got 7 of them left. So I've only lost 2 of the 9 that I took with me. So again, it's huge, 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 huge to use that line, that offensive line, and protect your cannon carts as you work your way all the way up to the base to get your 3-star. So a few more videos around cannon carts and how well they can be used. If you guys are looking at the screen, you'll notice I've got another base up I'm tinkering with. This one comes from Mac, who is a member of our clan here on Divergent Void. Definitely a different kind of base. I like it. It's been doing pretty well for me. It's been typically 60% 2-star, which is not too bad, especially when I average on most of my attacks 70 to 80% 2-stars. So it's definitely given some folks a little bit of a pause because it's different. It's not symmetrical and the walls are laid out kind of weird, if you will. So it's hard to analyze and to figure out. On that note, I'm out of here. Thanks a lot for sticking around to the very end of the video. If you liked it, please do hit like below. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Please hit subscribe. And if you haven't already, hit that little bell so you get a notification when I put a video up. Please do. More videos coming up over the course of the next several days. If you have any requests or comments, feel free to drop them down below or send me an email to nocter@gmail.com. I'm on my way, hitting back to more clan games and clashing, so I'll talk with you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.